Is that the spot? Is it there?
You know who needs this more than me? Team Spirit. I mean, they've got to be hurt.
Oh yeah, it
Wait,
was
we're
so
live?
hard.
Oh, okay, we're live.
What's up with this production, man? Just tell us.
Where's the calls?
This is so hard.
Well, anyway, guys, we are back after a very quick game. We had a lot of time to burn, as you would have at home. We expected maybe more from Team Spirit in that game, but it's quite the route in the end.
I don't know what they expected from the offlane Bloodseeker, but you know, whatever.
Better than that, I'd imagine.
Better than that, yeah, definitely.
But we got action. Look at this, Navi versus
second pick
Nemiga.
Brood, yes, yes.
I call this the Liquid Classic.
Yeah, I mean it is, but let's go further back. It was Virtus.pro Classic at first. Then it became the Liquid
they
Classic
were
as
more
well.
renowned for the final pick Brood that
that's-
won them multiple
Yeah,
events.
that's true. And also like picking Brood versus Drought strat is definitely a good thing. Like this early on. However, you're leaving them an opportunity to counter that Brood.
They just did. Behold the Horn of Magnus.
I mean, I'm not so certain, honestly. Yeah, you have the cleave to deal with with the little
Early on, yeah.
early on, but the problem with Brood is like she ignores the lane, she goes around, she just farms, and once she has an item or two, she comes back to that lane, and you're done.
I think Na'Vi have put themselves in an issue very quickly here as well, which is that you start off with the range strategy, and then immediately say we're gonna have a cleave strategy.
Yeah.
So what is the focus here? Like they just picked up Enigma. Is the final pick going to be something like an Ember Spirit, which would be bad against the Bane? Are you going to go? What do you aim for here?
You need a position 5, I suppose, in the last pick, or is this Soneko Enigma? I mean, he used to play it a few times that I watched this new Navi. He would play the Enigma as support. So Navi's back, man, and it's back with an Enigma position 5. Let's go.
Well, what are you gonna have? No, this is where we can find out. It's a Weaver Pos 4. Calling it now.
Look at this draft.
Is this gonna be carry Rick? No. This
might
could be because this could be a support Tiny.
It also could be offlane Tiny, safe lane Ricky, and Brood mid. I mean, they can lane it like that as well.
There's a lot of flex.
I mean, the problem is Ricky versus Enigma. I think Enigma should be fine on that lane.
Oh my
God!
wait.
So maybe 4 Ricky is the best for them. I'm not certain though. Not yet. I'm not super. I'm familiar with these players, but I'm not certain as a team where they want to roll the Ricky.
I think I know what Na'Vi are doing. A 5th pick Wind Ranger. The Wind Ranger Magnus lane is pretty strong. In conjunction with that, you've got the Drow as well. That's insanely strong, actually.
Yeah, that can work.
Like the Bane's a little bit worrying, but even with the Brain Sap taken into consideration, you still beat him out of lane.
No, yeah, with the Eidolons, you can win versus Bane. My question is, like.
Well, I think this is going to be the Pos 5 Enigma. That's my thought right now.
It
like
could
with
be.
the Drow.
Yeah, I agree. It could be Pos 5 Enigma. Definitely. I don't mind that at all, actually. Because if it's not a position 5 Enigma, they need a position 5, which means that this Weaver is a 4. And with Drow that can work, but in this particular game, I'm not certain it's that good. And also Weaver position 4. It can work.
We've seen it work with the Axe Rush pickup, but what are you Axe Rushing for?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for the Enigma because I think we didn't get a chance to see it last time we had this happen with Enigma Weaver. You can never actually see the time lapse in time for Enigma to see if you black hole and it continues. So I'm not sure if it continues. If you black hole, then time lapse.
No, I think it cancels the black hole actually, because it basically moves you back through time and cancels your channeling. Like when you break the fabric of time, the channeling cannot go through. Like only the particles fly through. And
tell me more, Bosnian Stephen Hawking.
That's how it works, man. The black hole, though. The black hole is kind of... Actually, you know what? Black hole plus time lapse, it's mind blown.
Well, actually, I've seen it used amazingly before. Well, apart from the fact that they got juked and killed, is in a high ground defense. No. The theory, though.
Yeah, in theory, it's great. They just got killed. Yeah.
They died. They bought back, and then you time lapse the Enigma back into the fight.
Oh, champ, that would have been. Like, I wish I saw that. That would be so amazing. And we have an axe, so it's most likely like Bane plus Ricky supports Tiny on that safe lane. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can lane the axe versus Enigma as well. What do you think? Like axe versus Enigma or Tiny versus Enigma? Either works, honestly. The question is, which is better versus Drow? Tiny has no armor, so he actually kind of suffers on that lane. while the Axe does not. So perhaps lane the Axe versus the Drow and Tiny versus the Enigma. Tiny versus the Enigma, what he does is he picks up that tree, he hits the Eidolons a few times, he tosses the tree, and the Eidolons go poof, they dead.
So I'm thinking there's an alternative way you go here actually, and it's going to be that POS 4/5 Axe, because you just said he has a lot of armor. You're just in the face of the Drow all the time. The Drow can't farm. Tiny has a free lane. That could work too. Okay,
Yeah, that could work.
So
It's definitely an interesting way to lane, but it could work. So we have the Blizzy Weaver. That should be your offlane Weaver plus the Treant, and then we might have Soneko either go on safe lane with Crystallize or offlane with Weaver. I'm just not certain how they're gonna lane the Treant.
I think it's going to be Arc plus Treant. So Arc plus Chew, and then Soneko to support Crystallize.
Arc plus Chew. Don't you think Arc will go mid?
Actually,
I think so, right? So
will these guys flex it around a bit?
they're definitely flexible.
Okay.
They're definitely flexing around. Like
Like that, yeah, they're flexing like that. Look, there is an Axe pick against. This is valid. You and your red shirts.
Yeah,
just
my
trying
red
to
shirt, I have to. Yeah, I mean, overall, I like their drafts, considering they're playing versus Broodmother. Most teams, when they play versus Broodmother, they forget about their strategy. Like, the biggest issue with the second pick Broodmother is the fact that when she gets picked, the drafter goes into panic mode. How do I counter Brood? What do I do? How do I lane? What's gonna happen if we don't win the lane versus her? The thing is, 90% of the time you don't win the lane versus her. You just have to deal with that, win the other lanes, figure out the way to win the game versus a strong Brood. And that's it. Because that hero on the lane is a menace. Even if you, like, the Kunkka has been banned. But even if you have that Kunkka versus her, like, he wins the lane, but she still farms. She still gets so much farm from the jungle. She creep skips and she out-farms you. So,
I mean, that's kind of the thing about Brood is we've seen how, like, I mean, these players as well, they would have seen how many games a Brood pick can win. So you do, like, there's certain heroes where people overly panic for no reason. Brood is one of those heroes you have to give attention to.
definitely.
But there are other ways. I think a lot of teams, they often focus on how do we counter this, as opposed, like you said, even if you counter out, it just goes jungle. So maybe sometimes the answer is to find a hero that can farm just as fast, like an Alk, for example.
Exactly. The Alchemist was, like, Alchemist plus 2 Stout Shields was a good way of dealing with the Brood. Instead, this game they decided, I suppose it's going to be Magnus mid, which is fine. He's going to farm. He's not going to out-farm her, unless they maybe use wards and block the camps. One of the best ways to counter out that Brood and her farming is to block the camps that she's supposed to be farming. If you block those camps, she can only creep skip, but she cannot go to that triangle around your shrine and farm it as well, which is kind of nice. It's a nice way of dealing with her, yeah.
I was going to say, the most typical thing we do see is when you see Brood, I feel you see it get picked a lot more Radiant. Like, Dire, it feels more defensive when you pick it. Like, you pick it aggressively if you're Dire side, which is why they picked it second, because you can immediately fall back to that triangle in safety. Whereas the final pick Broods typically are on the Radiant side.
On Radiant, yeah, because
you want to be in that triangle.
Yeah, you can be on their triangle, you can be between their tier 1 and tier 2, and you can be farming those camps. To be fair, you can do the same thing on Dire, but it's a bit more difficult because there are multiple ways that they can approach you from the high ground, so you don't have that vision advantage.
So they did go with Arc in the mid lane, as you were calling. I felt like they might try and lane this differently, just because I'm trying to think which hero here deals best with the Brood. And it was probably just a little bit damage. I would have thought it was probably, like, I would have said Weaver would have dealt better out of anyone here. Like, it feels like Arc is going to do okay. He can't be harassed too hard, but he's not going to dominate the lane at all.
So the problem with Weaver is, like, he can do kind of well because he has Squishy to run away, but that's it, he can't farm. And that's the problem. You just get destroyed by Brood. With Magnus, he's a hero that I'm not certain. We'll see how this goes. I guess they have this plan. So the Courier, Kurica,
the Courier's plan was not to die here. Zitrax does get it, and that's going to make this lane 10 times harder. He did at least have his South brought out. Does have 2 tangos.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that I mean, it's good. He has 3 mangoes, 2 tangos, and he's gonna. It's fine, someone can ferry the items for him. It's not awesome, it's definitely not great, but I mean, he at least got the items, so he's not going to be bullied out of the lane. That's the silver lining, basically.
All right, Navi's name getting himself some good odds here. Nemiga, not the favorites for this, but in fairness, it's like we said, it's going to be not necessarily a crapshoot. Like, you can feel why the Magnus is strong against the Brood. But the issue we said is the Brood is just going to be back and forth between the lane.
I don't know why no one ever gives good odds to the chosen ones. They're the chosen ones after all. They're just supposed to.
Oh,
win.
no, because these are dynamic odds. So people are basically getting worse returns if they bet on Na'Vi than if they bet on Nemiga.
I get it.
Yeah.
Bottom lane though, the Tiny and the Axe here.
This is going to be hard for Tiny though, because of course this lineup is going to do a lot of damage, and you have no armor to work with.
Yeah, but he's basically a guy that just spams them from a bit while he has the tree and then moves back into the fog. So the Axe is the one that's supposed to farm, and he's quite stable in that aspect. He has a lot of armor, he has the call as well if it's necessary, so should be able to live.
Would hope so. I think the kind of interesting thing about this Riki pick is it doesn't give you omnipresence in lane, right? Like you can reveal, you can kind of take them by surprise occasionally, but that kind of defeats the point. And then you have to look at how you can set up the kills. And the Bane's not bad with the Nightmare, but what you want is more slows or stuns that you can reliably hit into people while they're in the smoke clouds.
Yeah, I wonder how this Riki versus Rao should work. Like Riki is like if he catches up to you, he's decent, and with that blink strike talent on level 20, he should be able to do fairly well versus Rao. Unless you get gushed, and then you have to itemize. I think maybe a Manta this game. You're also playing versus a tree, so
top
Fishman
in a little bit of trouble here. Might be ran down. Blizzy has got the Shikuchi available. The body blocks from Zitrax. Invis, they didn't quite know, but Fishman, he'll still be the first blood. No, the brain's out. He stays alive. He turns around, and Blizzy taking a lot. Has to use a Fairy Fire. The blink strikes forward. Blizzy, one tap. No, he's dead. They get him. Oh, what a beautiful turnaround from Fishman. Calm and collected there as they claim the head of this bug.
Fishman, what a player, this Fishman.
Bot lane, they're going for a pie too. Crystallize being chased down. The battle hunger is overwhelming here. And they will just run him down. Astral should give his life return. No, Sneko! He's too slow. The salva's coming out and Astral's fine. Sneko has to leave.
I was going to start chanting Navi, Navi, but nope.
Nah,
not really.
I don't know if they're going to be back at this rate. It's not looking pretty.
Yeah. What's happening to them right now?
I mean, this is a super rough start. Oh, Avalanche coming out. Sneko. He's in trouble. Has to use the Malefice, but it's not going to be enough. The tree toss through. One more tap is all Chosen One needs. He sees the mark. He's going to chase through the Frost Arrows to slow him down. He knows where Sneko's hiding, though.
He's being joked, and he saw that tree being cut down, so I don't know.
He has to hide here, though.
He's
getting his TP ready because he's paranoid. And he should be, because the Frost Arrow allows them to kite him out so well.
So really well played by Sneko there. Understanding his limits, moving through the fog, escaping the Axe last hit. Pretty good. So, but that Axe is doing fine on this lane, while Drow is definitely not. She has nothing so far. But like first few creep waves for Drow are really difficult. So it's understandable. Plus the Enigma is denying the creeps away.
Definitely, I was going to say, a heated start to this match. And Sneko did just deny himself to the tower. Now, do you think that's going to get nerfed soon? I feel like we're at that stage where that is probably going to be nerfed.
I don't think that should be nerfed. Like honestly, players should realize what's happening. They should go and just take the experience and
Crystallize.
The gold.
He's going to wonder what's happening. They dive in the tower. Astral will give his life, tosses the tree out, and tosses the Eidolon. Actually does get the kill afterwards on the Tiny, but it doesn't matter. They're trading again. A core for support every time. They're happy with this.
Yeah, they're definitely happy, especially as Blizzy, who's in.
Zitrax is in trouble here. They see him. Can they get the final tap? No, they can't. The lead seed won't take him out.
What I wanted to say, especially as Blizzy, who's the Weaver on the offlane, is benefiting a lot from the Drow. When she's alive, though, and that time she wasn't.
The important part here, when she's not deaded.
When she's not deaded. She was dead there, and because of that, they couldn't get the kill. So Neko getting low, the toss, the tree toss.
No, the tree, oh, it's so close.
So close,
he went for the cleave, that's really smart as well. So he would have got the bonus damage.
Every single time he survives in so little.
Calculated.
Yeah, well, you never know. He's playing this really well so far.
Is he going to deny himself to the creeps this time? He's gone pretty deep in his own jungle. Oh no, he's healing up. He's the shrine.
Yeah.
Greedy support solo uses shrine.
Sure, why not?
And when carry needs it a minute later, he'll shrug and say, "I buy you salve soon."
Use that deny. Take the creep wave back to Drow so she can farm even safer. It's fine.
Beacon of creeps. Well, we'll get into that in a second. If Zitrax manages to live, he'll be able to blink strike away. But speaking of creeps, look at the last hits right now.
Ricky is not the creep, please. But speaking of
he's an
creeps,
upgraded creep with stealth modules installed inside him.
Speaking of creeps, yeah, Magnus does have 45, but that's
inflated slightly.
That's so inflated. Yeah, like it's basically the fact that he's killing those spiders with cleave, but those spiders give nothing. They give like so little gold. It's very irrelevant.
He's keeping up the brood in that scenario is the problem. And Brood, if you can't win the lane, you take it to win the farming match.
And she's doing that. She's farming the jungle, so her creeps are actually more valuable than the ones that Magnus has got. So in that aspect, she's doing fine. It's not great, but she's doing fine.
This Axe is so goddamn beefy. He's already got a ring of health, by the way.
They're trying to kite him out, but Tiny is coming in.
Oh, Tiny with the avalanche, just harassing out
Tiny should be careful here, actually.
Yeah, he's super low. The Eidolons have just spawned, and now he's in trouble. Toss in the air, toss to the tree, says goodbye to the lane.
Yeah, this was the problem for the Tiny, because he was caught in a position in which he has to commit there to save his axe, because they're just gonna kite him out and hit him from both sides. But he doesn't want to go that deep because he dies if he does it. So,
Ricky's taking a lot of damage again. Oh, puts down the smoke screen. Is it enough? They had dust this time. They're fed up with him escaping alive. This time he should fall. No, the Nightmare won't save him. The Geminate attack ensures that it gets removed on the first attack, and the second attack seals the deal.
Is there something missing on the mid lane, by the way?
There seems to be a tower missing for the Brood in this scenario.
Yeah, there seems to be a tower missing indeed. And not really something you see very often when you have a Brood matchup, right?
This is smart. Like what they've done is, because they took that tower so quick, Kodos has to attend to the lane. He can't just farm the jungle all the time. Chosen one, he's dead.
He's gone.
The damage is too much. As guess what? Crystallize, he just hit the marksmanship level. This is where the damage starts to come out for the rest of his team.
Yeah, this is where you have to be very careful on every lane. I mean,
wow, not the Magnus,
not on mid, yeah.
But you kind of already have to be careful not to feed him too much gold as it is. He's already sitting top of net worth with a 1,000 gold lead over the Brood. And now they're going to get top. Zitrax in trouble. He's trying to stay smoke. He's like, please, miss chances. Just let me live here. But I'm not sure he's going to be so lucky. The Nightmare actually hold on to Fishman, and they'll run through the Shikuchi and clean up Zitrax. And now Fishman needs to run. The damage, he hasn't got to the swarm yet. He hasn't got to the swarm at all. He's going to die. Turns around the brain sap. They'll just chase him down. Blizzy, dive on this. He doesn't care. Shikuchi forward. Double kill for the Weaver.
Chosen
the bot lane,
one
Chosen one, he's gone as well. The toss onto Seneko to try and stop him, but now Astro in trouble as Arc shows up in the lane. Party time, double kill for Crystallize.
I really don't think that Magnus was necessary there, but sure, why not?
Participation ribbon has been earned.
Get some experience, says hi to his teammates. Why not?
It's false hope for the Brood. Brood just pushed the mid lane. Yeah, immediately he's like, okay, you brought the spiders out, let's farm them.
Has to just back off instantly after that.
This is where Towers are going to fall, though.
Yeah, this is where you lose the tier 1 on bottom and on top, I think, at the same time. The top is going to be very hard for them, too.
This was smart as well, because he knows he gave the Empower across. So he came down, he got value out of it, because that's a speedy take. And yeah, the top tower almost gone already.
Yeah, denied. So they just lost tier 3 once, and they're playing with the Brood. So Brood usually wants to be ahead. She wants to be the one taking the towers, and this is looking really grim for Nemiga. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know, they should have played that Axe lane just a bit better until he had Vanguard. But here
he didn't even toss in Chosen one. I think that was the plan. The court's going to come out the spins. Come on, Crystallize. Get in one more and you can go for the dunk. He doesn't have 6 is the problem. He's going to need at least 2 spins here. The taps in the face. No, Crystallize. He sounds up out of the way. Oh no, Chosen one. Trapped in. The black hole thrown onto him. They're going to get him. Not enough spins to kill Seneko. And this is becoming a disaster for the side of Nemiga.
Yeah, check runes, please, comes from Nemiga Astral, because that's the only thing that they can do right now.
I mean, I'm looking
at to get those bounties in 20 seconds, you can't fight.
Now, in fairness, this is bad, but this is... he's trying for the brain sap instead, no.
Yeah, why not sleep him?
But, okay, this is looking bad, but this is not 15.5 minutes GG bad yet.
You think?
Not yet, no, I don't think it's over. It's looking damn good for the side of Na'Vi.
Like, the problem that I see here is I find Ricky to be one of those heroes that actually wants to be in front, and he's not in front. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to be super in front, but at least not dirt. Well, not gonna say dirt poor. He's got 4K. Yeah, he's not dirt poor. He's all right, but
it's what he's up against. That's the concern.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he doesn't get the same power spike you get from a Drow, right? Drow has that constant power spike for the whole team.
And he has Brood mid, so there's a lot of weight on his shoulders. He's going to have to deliver very soon, because this Brood is just farming. She's going for that defusal, though, as well as is the Ricky, but they heard me. They're doing a move, so...
They have to do something soon. They can't let this farm pattern continue.
So we're going to see a smoke. And they're gonna... They're
gonna find no one.
Usually, this smoke, what it does is you wanna smoke up and ward behind the tier 1 on bottom, perhaps in their jungle, like they just did, and then rotate and take that tier 1. But because of that, while you're doing that, they're just gonna go into the Rosh pit because you're so far away. They're just reading their movements really well.
And this
Poor
is going to be a
little
fast
Roshan,
one.
infested by bugs.
That's kind of the thing. It's like the speed at which they're doing this is about a 10-minute roach. And immediately, like, things are just getting worse and worse. Now your tier 2s, I can easily see them being missing everything outside the base on the side of Nemiga by about 16 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you just gave that ages to draw, and I mean, in all honesty, if you are Navi right now, I think you just farm. You just chill and farm. You don't have to pressure. I mean, you can pressure the towers, but you don't have to go high ground or whatever. You don't have to make any silly moves. Oh, the
solo
RP.
RP. They found Ricky under a sentry. Should be able to skewer him back, but no, the smoke screen goes down with a haste. He'll move forward. Arc will finish up the kill. Nice little shockwave tap to the face, and Ricky goes back to his base.
Oh, you didn't see that coming, yeah. He definitely did.
Runes. Oh, Sneko gets found though. God, he's so close to getting the shrine. Couldn't quite make it.
All right, they get a good pick off there. They need what do they need? Nemiga, what do they need? They need some items on Ricky and they need a blink on Axe, and that's it. After that,
progress.
yeah. After that, they might be able to fight, but
also the Tiny, because the Tiny is a form of gank potential himself, right? You get your hands on the blink, avalanche toss combos. You can still kill the Drow or the Weaver or even the Enigma.
Yeah, but he's so dirt poor. Actually, 2,000 gold.
He can dream, Liz. He can dream.
If he didn't buy anything from the start and this was his net worth, then maybe he would be close to the blink. But all right.
As I said, he can dream. Zitrax is here to defend the high ground. He does have the tricks of the trade, but they're so tanky.
Oh,
Beans grip on the back foot. They're going to find a target. They move forward here. The toss. There's the use of the overgrowth, though. They're going to turn around. Crystallize getting low. Can they get him the gust? Just chasing on the Fishman. They'll finish him off first. He might be able to turn around, healing up from the living arm. It's going to be fine on the back foot. Kodos looking to get forward, but Crystallize. They're chasing deep, but the toss is forward. They want to get the move onto him, but he's still alive. They'll finally slow him down. They'll finally run him down. But where's the reset? Sneko, he has the black hole. He's going to look for the opportunity here, patiently waiting. How much can you tank, though? You're already losing your drown on a half HP. You can't move across the time. The gust is too late. He's dead. Arc. He needs an escape plan as well, but the toss in the air, he's low on mana, has enough of the skewer, but we'll just go for the TP out. No, they cannot stop this. And that felt
awkward.
Very awkward.
Very awkward from Navi. Not unnecessary doing these things. Like I think the worst part for them there was that they tried to flee into the Brood's lair. You don't want to go there, right?
You know what? I've seen the Lord of the Rings. I know how scary the big spiders can be. And you might be able to find out. The smoke screen's there. The brain sap. Blizzy just gets deleted from the game.
What are they doing? They're actually giving Nemiga a hope here. Like they're not doing the 15-minute game like the last one that we had.
Well, it's
they
kind of
definitely want to play a bit longer. All right. I'm down. I actually love the Ricky core so much. I want to see it work.
I know you've been practicing a lot in your pub.
I just want to see it work, man.
I mean, the thing is, this could have easily been a 15-minute GG. Because
it could have been
if we look back at that fight in the mid lane, I think the mistake we saw there is that Crystallize, instead of staying in the tree line, he moved out to the open. And we saw Sneko. He was like, okay, I got a black hole here. How do I now cross that threshold to hit it?
They had a plan. I was watching their positioning. Their plan was to skewer them into the black hole somehow. Skewer them closer to Enigma, but they just couldn't pull it off. And the problem there was they had no RP, so they couldn't really initiate with the RP and then skewer to Sneko. The RP was used, if you remember, on Ricky in the river, so maybe they were a bit too eager to push. You're in the lead, you have the Aegis, but you're still a draw with Polychess, Aquila, and the Raid Band. It's not really... You're still playing versus a Brood with Diffusal. You have to be careful. You can't just mindlessly push.
Meanwhile, Magnus is filthy rich.
My Agnes is a beast. Blink Dagger, Echo Saber. There's a Mask of Madness on draw as well. I stand corrected. There's that. She has the mask. But still, my point
if you've been hit in the face, it doesn't matter.
The point is the same. She has no mobility yet.
I think the thing to look at right now is you need to protect this Drow, but you need to use your big ults as insurance policies. The Enigma Black Hole, the RP from Magnus, they need to be on hold as often as possible so that your opponents don't just stack hard on the Crystallize.
Look at this. Like the way they just pushed and they're falling back instantly.
Well, they know there's a response coming everywhere.
The thing is, they basically did it for that exact reason. They forced the response and now they go on the other side of the map. That's basically how you stretch the map, how you create space for yourself to farm. It doesn't have to be your team that's creating space for you. You can do it yourself. And those modes basically do it. So it's nice.
I think there's another layer to it as well, is that they have to be that quick in and out on these movements. Because you look at the top, they instantly secure it easily. But then the mid and the bot lane, because that is Brood's lair, you need to be very careful about how you move around the area. You don't want to be dancing in her own little web of intrigue.
Yeah, of course. They dangled Blizzy a little bit, but now they're going to sack him and go on their own. Kodos is though very smart about this. He's moving the spiders to scout.
Yeah, they don't see anything right now. Kodos is thinking he's safe to farm, and there it
Oh,
is.
he
Blinking, no, the
whips
RP, he misses. Kodos is fine. Now stunned up. The Gus going to come out the black hole. Catches on the Brood as well. No, Ricky already dead. And Brood dragged down the low ground. Needs to get up high right now. The call's going to come out on the 2. They maybe turn around here. The Ogrove wasn't good enough. And now Chu, he's just trying to stomp into Fishman, force him back. Look at the kill on the Chosen One. They'll turn around to Astro. He tries to toss them away, but he's still going to fall. And Arc, blink forward. Look for more. Fishman, he has no easy way out of this. They might just run him down under the tier 3s. They don't care. Shikuchi forward. They'll finish him off. The shockwaves there. One more tap. No, the 1. He's going to stay alive. Even brain sap to make sure it's not close.
That pain is constantly debating. They
But
think they got him, and that Brood, that RP missed, and then they used the grip on Weaver instead of cancelling the black hole for some reason. I don't know.
It was a close call though. The Brood almost still get caught as she was dragged down to the low ground. Just not enough damage.
Yeah.
This does send a
Crystallize,
message.
though.
Oh, Crystallize like, nope, I'm out of here. No thank you. We don't have stun control for this Brood. I'll just TP to safety.
I mean, if they knew where Bane was and where everyone else was, they could have turned on Kodos, to be honest. Like,
I think it's the lack of lockdown though, right? You look at what they've got. They've got slow. That's
yeah, lack of lockdown, and they were unaware of where everyone else from Nemiga is, so you can't really commit to that. It was a smart move. And instantly we see so many smokes back and forth. These teams are... The tempo of this game is pretty high, but they don't see anything.
You know what, Blizz? I'm a 20th to 21st century kid. I grew up with those very important smoking kills messages, and that's clearly what Nemiga grew up on. They want to see if they can find someone here.
Yeah, they want to kill with the smoke. Let's go. We have a Blink Connects. They can definitely make it happen. The
Yeah,
Brood
but,
is
like,
the
Navi's
Brood is the
given
bait
nothing.
now. She's dangling in front, but is there going to be a response? Let's see.
They haven't got their ults. That's the problem. Na'Vi don't want to fight without those big ults. They know how crucial they are to taking the victory.
Oh, the
Overgrowth is
sentry is
available.
there. They know they scanned. Zitrax is
Oh,
gone.
Gast. Uh-oh, they found Zitrax. He's dead. Just dies so quick here. Well, that'll be the only casualty, though, as the Nemiga are quick on the retreat. They're happy they got the tier 1. That makes countering Roche movements a lot easier. But the Overgrowth, they just throw it out. They want the Banes to go for the TP out. Malefice to stop him isn't available. No, it's still on cooldown.
1 second. 1 little second on Malefice, and they couldn't get him. I mean, overall, to be honest, you said they should be happy, but how? Their carry died. I mean, it's usually the truth. Like, if Ricky is position 4 and he scouts and he finds them and maybe he dies, it doesn't matter. But
look at his money. Let's be honest here. Brutal. In the meantime, Gus is going to catch on him, trying to slow him. Missed chances won't work forever. Seneko slowing down the Malphus. Should die to the babies, though. And now going to work the lifesteal onto Crystallize. The back foot, the trick straight there. The smoke screen as well. Magnus can't get involved. And Crystallize just hung and dry. As they already used the Overgrowth, but now that's the dessert for them. They'll find him as well. Triple kill. Oh, they found more. Blizzy? He hasn't got any mana to work with here. He needs to be careful. He's got one more Shikuchi. He'll make it out.
Should be
or
fine.
will he?
Kodos is actually connecting.
Kodos can get this as well. That's the thing.
Just needs the diffusal.
Yep, getting close enough. Blizzy, there it is. One more Shikuchi. He needs to play this right. He actually jukes to the right, but he doesn't have a TP. He has no way out of this.
He's going to have some mana to work with now.
Yeah,
so
he needs to be careful not to clear.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't show himself, he should be fine. He has that force as well to get out.
Yeah, if he had mana.
Overall, though, again, they're doing these rash movements. After they take such a clean fight, after they kill Ricky mid, and they catch the Bane, they go so deep. They force themselves in these positions in which they're trying to catch the Brood without vision, with that RP. They fail, and then the Brood eats them alive. That's basically what happened. They didn't whiff the RP, but still they didn't catch her, so...
But this is the big issue we've been talking about, is the control is on very big cooldowns, right? It's almost all ult dependent.
Yeah, probably the Treant ult is the safest one to throw, I suppose. But besides that, it's hard for them to catch that Brood.
I mean, they threw it before and got punished for it straight away. That's the problem. So now they're in a stage where everything is an insurance policy, because Crystallize, he's not ready to stand on his own, okay? Yeah. This baby has only learned how to crawl. He's not ready yet to walk.
Yeah, he needs a mobility item. After he gets some mobility, he should be fine versus the Brood as well. He's going to be able to get out. I really like the fact that Weaver has a force as well. Basically, that item is a necessity versus Ricky, as if you get smoked as a Weaver, you can just die. I mean, smoke screened. If that hits you, you can just die without being able to use anything. So, overall, wise item decision making.
Looks like both teams are eyeing up the Roche pit now, and Zitrax. I mean, this is the thing. He's the carry, but he's the one dangling himself all the time, scouting out. There's always a risk here.
That's also an issue with Ricky carry, because the hero does not naturally build any items that help you farm, and it's not really easy to farm up with Riki unless you're getting kills. Navi with the smoke up, they're gonna find. Well,
they're worried.
It's not really great.
They need to pick off. Oh, but no, the pick off almost happened on Blizzy. He'll be able to force stuff away, and Zitrax has to back up right now. The dust to reveal him. He'll blink strike to safety, but Trix trade on cooldown for a short amount of time. Maybe Na'Vi can make an opening with this.
The Magnus was not close enough there to follow up with the RP, or maybe skewer someone from behind. If it was closer, they could have went there, but Axe is still lurking in the trees. He's there, he's ready.
I like his positioning. With the ward down as well, they can see any move as the smoke breaks as well. It's quite easy to see this coming. But I think you have to invest so much into making sure this Roche doesn't happen, because if Na'Vi get their hand on that Aegis, they will without hesitation go high ground.
Right now, both of these teams actually take down Roche so fast. You on one hand you have the Brood with the Medallion, and the other side you just have Fever with Rao. It's definitely faster for Na'Vi. They can do it. They can do it easier and faster, but Nemiga, they have their ways as well, so you can't really just abandon that area. You have to keep on checking it. I like the way they're farming as well. Like right now, Ark and Blizzy, you get empowered, you farm their side of the map, then you fall back a bit, then you move towards Roche or around Roche. Really optimizing all of their moves.
I think what I'd like to see is a move actually coming out from Na'Vi to latch around the top left and basically invade the jungle. Invade
the jungle, ward it up. It's already kind of warded, so it's not really super necessary unless they find the right time to either take the Roche or a good pick off. So we might see it. Oh,
they go in the Roche pit. Of course, they feel they've got more reset power than Nemiga, but the problem is the Axe, the Tiny, these things still pose a threat.
Yeah, they have to be
Gus coming out. They found the Riki. Uh-oh, he might go down. Astro with the blinking. The Avalanche is enough. Chosen One jumps in with the double call. The Overgrowth straight away return the skewer away. Says no. Leave my team alone. The RP out. The damage remark is huge. The Tricks of the trade on the back foot. They'll find the killer Weaver. No. Forced up away. He can't get an invis in time. He's going to die. There's 2 for 2. Now Kodos chasing on Crystallize. He's dead.
She just disappears. Man, Zitrax. Zitrax.
They were forced to throw whenever.
Are they going to get it now?
No. Zitrax. He's gone. The Nightmare to protect. He's going to stay on the blink strike. He's still going to die. But Chu, is he going to live?
No.
There's the dust. They reveal triple kill for Kodos. That secures the Roche pit. And you know what the big problem was there? They didn't deal with the Brood. They had to deal with everything but the Brood.
Yeah, they caught the Riki. They thought they got him, but I thought they got him. I was saying, like, Weaver, he's got him. He forced in. He Sukuchi'd over him, and still he didn't manage. He got gripped. And while Weaver was on one side, the Brood was just eating them alive on the other.
And that's the thing. The move by Astro, he's like, that's suicidal coming out from him, but he sets up for a perfect call. And then Magnus, he's forced to throw everything, and it looks good.
It looks really good. Yeah,
it's just defensive.
It's basically because of that axe call. It was amazing. That axe call was so good that he had to do it. However, they're defending this Roche. And actually, if they manage to defend this Roche is so low.
They still have the black hole. That's the crucial part. So they have to make sure they dangle appropriately, and Sneko is close enough for a black hole,
Yeah, the problem with that black hole is he has no mobility, so it's not really the easiest thing to drop.
Exactly.
Ark
walking in, BKB coming around. Ark going to turn around. The damage is down to Riki. They'll be able to kill him off pretty quick. Astro on the back foot, looking for Blizzy. The time lapse comes out time. The call catching on to Sneko. No! He has his black hole cancelled instantly and then dies to the dunk. And now Crystallize stuck here. Where does he get out? Forced up and away, trying to escape, but needs to be careful on top of him. The dust going out. There's the Gus to turn around the Overgrowth. Bane's going to fall. And Axe, he's soloed and quartered out. He has no escape from this. Drow will turn it, but in the Roche pit, they do finally secure it. Magnus, he picked up the Aegis. Kodos needs to get the hell out of dodge. Triple kill for Crystallize. And then, oh no, they're going for him. Can they get him? Blizzy, he sees the opportunity. Kodos trying to hide in the tree line. They're pinging him out. He's hiding on the high ground. They've got Shockwave to work with. Kodos, he lifesteals just enough to stay alive. He jukes back. He's playing with the sudden RP. They'll finally find the RP committed just to make sure this damn spider dies.
Man, that fight was great on all sides, action-packed. It was really good. The way Chu saved his ultimate just to save the Drow there, and then she used the Gus to make distance between her and Axe and the Bane. Everything is just so good. Besides this Riki is just dying. It's I'm like, his movements are great. He's dangling in front, he's baiting, but you're a core. You're position 1. You're supposed to be doing a bit more, I think.
Bane's gone. The buyback's coming out, though. They need to turn this around somehow. Crystallize still in the base, 4-staffed out. But there's the call coming out. Chosen One's going to work. They surround Crystallize and run him down. And Chu just CP's out in the middle of their base.
All right. This looks better, but they bought back. So it's... Right, it's not really great. You're still in a goal deficit, so... Overall, not great, but you held. You didn't lose your base. That's something. That's a small silver lining.
Things get more scary there because now you're looking at it. You lost your tier 3, which means you're going to lose your shrines. Your ability to stay out the base is going to diminish for Nemiga. So they need to actually make these smokes aggressively, ward up their opponent's jungle, and look to actually start taking towers.
Yeah, or perhaps try to defend the shrine somehow. It's very unlikely that they're going to be able to, because Navi, what do they have to do? They need to have one smoke, and that's it. Just smoke up. Oh, chosen one. You're the chosen one.
He's going to find him. It says, I choose you. They break the trees. They'll move across. The urn on him means he cannot blink away to safety at any point. Yep, Magnus goes in as well. The blade mail comes out, but Arc just doesn't care.
Yeah, that should be a Shadow Blade for Arc as well. If he decides to go that way, he should. Yeah, he's 200 gold away from it, so very close. He's going to have that Shadow Blade, and once he has that, it's not going to be as easy for that brute to just juke the RPs as he's going to be. He's going to be having that ability of initiating from the invis, which is always handy for Magnus.
I mean, let's be totally honest here, Liz. This is the Arc show right now. This is the Magnus show.
I mean, the whole game has been his show. He took the mid tower, then rotated. He's definitely doing the most damage has been dealt by Drow, but he's basically right next to her. So.
And they're knocking on the door. They know without Axe there's no easy way for the side of Nemiga to initiate onto them. They take the tower, and they'll look to start taking buildings, and you need to be careful the Nightmare coming down dark. But they'll cover him. He's just knocking on the doors.
Yeah, they have to be careful though.
Oh, Blink Strike in, going on Sneko, hitting a lot of damage. Tricks and Traders down. There's the call. The Fiend Script already there, onto the Weaver. They're going to reveal him coming out. The RP's there. He's holding on it. Finally throws down the Midnight Pulse, catching on it too. This is good. The Black Hole. They'll get rid of the Axe and the Tiny. The Tiny buys back instantly. Broom up for 100 seconds. That's huge here. Fishman chased on him. He's going to go down as well. There's an Avalanche coming out from Astral, but it's not enough to kill anyone with the toss. Arc still stands and triple kill from Sneko on the back foot. Zitrax dies and GG gets called. They held on longer than Team Spirit.
Yeah.
But in the end, Nemiga, it looked like there was signs of life. It seemed like Na'Vi were overreached at points. But
yeah, definitely.
Eventually, it seemed like they reset. I'd say the biggest issue was at one point they were just throwing out their big ults for nothing. Like small kills.
Yeah, small kills that didn't really matter a lot. And honestly, the problem seemed like Na'Vi was trying to push without their ultis as well. A few times they went in without the RP. The first time when they lost that Aegis was basically trying to outplay them so hard without that RP. Basically, their whole idea was, all right, guys, what's going to happen is I'm going to die, and then the Magnus comes from behind and skewers them into Enigma so that the Enigma can black hole them. Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, it's a complicated move, but that would have been a game-winning move.
It wouldn't be a game-winning move. That would be so legit. That would be just... You know, hands down.
I mean, if you get 4 heroes there.
Yeah, I'm just impressed and like, I don't know. But overall, that Ricky pick, it isn't justified yet. Like I'm yet to see a Ricky do well. So far, every game that I have casted, that I have watched, Ricky, he falls off, and after he falls off, it's so hard for him to come back into the game. He still brings a lot to the table. The smoke screen is great. His ultimate is awesome. But ultimate only when you have items, and the smoke screen only when you have diffuse also.
Oh, more than the point, only when people don't have 4-staff as well, and you're against a lineup that can
all
build them.
It.
Yeah, okay.
Weaver with
this
the quick,
is great on all these heroes.
Yeah, those 4-staffs are actually game winnings. They were so good that game. Very, very well itemized.
Indeed. Well, I mean,
Navi's back.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they're looking pretty.
They're back.
In fairness, I think the thing, like, I've got to be a party pooper. No, I've got to be a party. Na'Vi. But in fairness, got to be a party pooper here. You know, this is a good show from Na'Vi. They're looking hot. But if you're up against Virtus.pro or Secret, NIP, or even Gambit Esports, and you make those mistakes that you made at the start, where the big ults got flown out. Well, guys, this is a solo cast now. He's fired. But in all seriousness, if you make those mistakes...
Yeah, I agree with you. I get what
you won't get a chance.
I get what you mean, definitely. Usually, it's what we said as well. They don't have to push at that point. They were so far ahead, and they had cooldown. So you just chill, you farm the jungle, you get your Drow that 4-star that she needs to escape the Riki, to escape the Brute. And after you get those items, then you push. And there are no ways that they stop you. Basically, they turned a 15-16-minute game into a 27-minute game.
Well, with that, you can see Na'Vi already through. They're going to be waiting for an opponent because up next we've got EPG versus Major Attendari. And well, those games will happen today. Of course, the Nemiga will
both
play the
of those
loser of
games,
that
right?
tomorrow. Yep, so both those games. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be back shortly. But in the meantime, Navi, Navi, Navi. See you soon.